For the vast majority of non-artists, I think you can get away with this Apple Pencil and be pretty happy with it. Hey, it's Chris. Today I'm gonna be unboxing Apple's brand new USB-C Apple Pencil. It retails for $79. That's $50 less than Apple's Gen 2 Apple Pencil. So that means this is a more affordable Apple Pencil that's still versatile and precise for those who want an official Apple product that works with features like Scribble and Hover, as well as apps like Notes and Freeform. It's always so satisfying to unwrap these. So there's nothing else in the box here. There's the Apple Pencil, you know, the usual paperwork. As you can see, it's meant to charge with the USB-C cable. Doesn't come with the USB-C cable, but since it pairs with USB-C iPads, you probably have a USB-C cable already. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting how smooth that was gonna be to reveal the USB-C port there. That is actually pretty cool, and I feel like this is gonna be a fidget toy for a lot of people. Kind of like your AirPods case. I don't know if you can hear this. Very satisfying. I like that. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but it's a magnetic mechanism and you can't take this cap off. So when you open it, it only goes so far. You're not gonna have to worry about losing it. That's actually some really cool engineering, super slick. All right, so on the left here, I have the Apple Pencil Gen 2. On the right, the brand new USB-C. And you can tell the new one's a little bit shorter with the cap closed, but as soon as you open that, they're actually just about the same size. So just for comparison's sake, they're essentially the same feeling grip, the same feeling tips, weight, all of that. You know, it's an Apple Pencil. It still looks really good. So here's what it looks like when you plug it in to actually charge it. That's kind of different. And one thing that's kind of interesting about this is you don't want to forget your USB-C charger, because if you do and you run out of juice, you're not going to be able to charge. Now, it's hard to please everybody, right? Because people didn't like it when there was no cord involved and you just plugged your Apple Pencil Gen 1 right into the iPad. People complained about that too. All right, so you plug in and you get an Apple Pencil notification up at the top. This one has 54% charge, and now I should be paired. So can you be productive with this Apple Pencil? I would say absolutely, unquestionably. In fact, I would call this the productivity Apple Pencil. I think that's what it's geared towards, rather than art, for instance. The real question is, do you know how to be productive? If you don't, you should check out my course, Learning to be Productive, which will help you get more done in less time within the Apple ecosystem with less burnout. I'll link it up down below. It's 30% off for a very limited time. So yes, this thing is more budget friendly. It's cheaper than an Apple Pencil Gen 2, and that does come at a little bit of a cost. There are some things that you lose. Number one on the list is probably pressure sensitivity. So there's no pressure sensitivity. And then also there's no double tap functionality. So on the Gen 2, you can double tap on the flat part here and program different features. If you want to switch to the eraser and then back to a different tool, you can do that. You can program it a few different ways, but there's also no double tap here as well. And the thing that I really want to say about that is that if you're an artist, you probably want to splurge. You want to pay that extra $50 to get the pressure sensitivity and the double tap functionality. I think the vast majority of other users, people who are just making notes, for instance, or taking screenshots and then marking those up, or maybe editing PDFs, or if you want to ditch the keyboard for a while, which is one of the nice things about an iPad, it's so versatile, and maybe just use the Scribble functionality. For the vast majority of non-artists, I think you can get away with this Apple Pencil and be pretty happy with it. I would say that pressure sensitivity is not critical for note-taking. So it almost feels like if you're a student, this thing is almost purpose-built for you as long as you have a USB-C iPad. Now, it does magnetically attach to the iPad, but that's purely for convenience, for storage, so to speak. Right, when I do this, it's not charging. It is in sleep mode, so it's gonna preserve some of its battery juice, but if you wanna charge it, you do in fact have to plug it in. Now, one thing about including USB-C on the Apple Pencil is that it's a step towards ecosystem uniformity in terms of charging and compatibility. So you don't need a bunch of cables and adapters, which is nice. Of course, nothing's better than going wireless in that regard. But I would say the ideal customer here for this particular Apple Pencil is someone who appreciates the mix of features that you do get from the Gen 2 Apple Pencil at that lower price point. So you still get the tilt detection, you still get Apple Pencil Hover if you have a compatible iPad, which I love. Hover is underrated, really cool feature. I do think a lot of people would probably like this to be priced more like $50, but if you want something that's officially Apple, it seriously feels so good in the hand compared to many third-party styluses. The reason I mention that is because I've had a lot of experience testing out styluses. Is it stylus, styli? I don't know. And if it's not made by Apple, there's a good chance that it's just not gonna work as good. I've had a lot of third-party styluses that just didn't pair, or that don't have the same precision as the Apple Pencil. So if you're a non-artist and you do want to save some money, I do think this is a pretty cool option, which you should definitely consider. Plus, if you go first class with the Gen 2 Apple Pencil, you are gonna miss out on this fidgety aspect. It's satisfying. I feel like Apple probably had an engineer just working on how this sounds when you open and close it. I wouldn't put it past them. Hopefully that gives you a better idea about what this Apple Pencil is all about. If you want to see a more full, in-depth review, maybe comparison of some other styluses in this price range, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Later.